Good morning. It is a great day to be alive. I'm Jordanna Sadri. I'm the Global Outreach Pastor here at Bayside Church, and I love my job. I love the world, and most people that know me know that I love to keep up on what's going on in the world. In fact, my neighbor just this last week shot me a text, and she said, hey, I was on a trip to London, and I found this magazine, and it's got this really cool article about the Queen of Jordan. Now, many of you may not know this, but my name is Jordanna. And it's so cute. It's because my dad's actually from the country of Jordan. He named me after the country that he came from. He immigrated here in the 60s, and my dad's awesome. Hi, Dad. But my neighbor saved me this magazine so that I could read from Queen Rania just about what's going on in Jordan. And one of the things that she was asked about in this article that I read was about the refugee crisis and how Jordan has welcomed 1.5 million refugees from Syria as well as from neighboring Iraq. There's still Palestinian refugees there, but they were asking her, how do you feel about that? And what's the country doing to receive those refugees? And the one statement that just really stuck out to me, because you may know this, but Jordan is not a super wealthy country. It's not a huge country. It's like this little itty bitty country in the Middle East, in between Israel, Iraq, Syria. And they're doing the best they can to receive those who needed aid in a time of serious crisis. But the statement that Queen Rania of Jordan said was, I'm always amazed by the Jordanian people because their kindness is limitless. And that actually really just took me right back to the trip that I had the opportunity to take this last summer with a team from Bayside. 10 of us went to Jordan to actually see firsthand what's happening with the refugee crisis. We were able to go into the homes of refugee families and hear their stories, hear how they fled Syria, hear how they were trying to make it in a brand new community. Gosh, not necessarily knowing how to get their kids into schools, not even being able to find jobs, but they had no other choice but to flee their home countries. Some of these stories, most of these stories just brought our team to tears. But when I think about my time in the country and when I think about the response that most of all of our team had, the constant comments were, wow, these Jordanians, hospitality off the charts. They are just the most kind and generous they seem to not even have much, but with what they have, they are so generous. Okay, so then I'm flipping through my devotional and this verse from 1 Peter 4 comes up. Above all, love each other deeply because love covers a multitude of sins. Offer hospitality to one another without grumbling. Each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. Wow. Offer hospitality, love each other deeply. Hey, you have gifts, followers of Christ. Those of you who call yourself Christians, you have gifts, and you are supposed to take those gifts and use them to serve others. Since our team has been back from our trip, we have really just had our eyes opened and our hearts so softened to people, not just refugees in Jordan, although now our hearts for them are so huge and we're remembering to pray for them daily. But we're seeing people differently. We're able to see that there's a need and an opportunity to provide hospitality. Another great thing out of that article from Queen Rania was just recognizing that Jordan doesn't have much. You might think you might not have much. What do I have to give? How do I offer hospitality? Well, I don't have 5 extra bedrooms in my house to bring in, folks that need a place to stay, but you have something. And so I would just challenge you this morning to open your eyes and soften your heart to people. Just see the people that are around you. And the very end of this passage in 1 Peter says this, if anyone serves, they should do so with the strength that God provides, so that in all things God may be praised through Jesus Christ. If you are a follower of Jesus Christ, if you call yourself a Christian, we are called to love our neighbor. We are called to go the extra mile for the stranger, for the person who is in need, for someone who is homeless, for someone who is hungry. We are to be the hands and feet of Jesus. And I'm telling you, if your eyes are open and your heart is soft, there's an opportunity for you to do that today. Have a great day. Be bright. God bless you.